Properly allocating overhead is critical when preparing bids. I'm Scott, and today we're going to discuss a common mistake that can be disastrous. Bidding must be accurate and competitive. Inaccuracies can greatly affect actual profit on projects. First, what's overhead? All company expenses that are not directly tied to a particular project. Support staff, building expenses, equipment cost, etc. Overhead is discussed in depth in the book. In this video, we'll discuss one very important aspect. Should allocating overhead on a bid be based on labor or labor and materials? The short answer is that it's almost always correct to allocate overhead on projects based on the man-hours only. It takes a year worth of overhead expenses to support a year of man-hours performed by all your crews. Both are directly measured in time, so the amount of time that a project consumes as a portion of the year is the best and most accurate measure of overhead consumed. And the formula is simple. Total estimated overhead dollars for the year divided by the estimated man-hours performed for the year is equal to dollars to add per hour of labor on a project. For example, if your two biggest projects of the year each consume 3 months of your man-hours, then both project bids would include 25% of your yearly overhead. This allocation accurately represents the project's portion of annual work capacity. If, however, the material cost of the second project were twice as much as the first project, splitting your overhead between labor and material would significantly shift the overhead allocation between the two projects. They are equal in time, but now have different overhead. The building specifications calling for a more expensive product does not increase your actual overhead, so tying the allocation to the cost of the material is simply inaccurate. Now to illustrate how this can cause a huge problem for your business. Assuming your competitors are doing it the right way, projects that you bid, which have higher than average material cost, will have excess overhead added, and the bid price will consistently be too high to win. And projects that you bid that have lower than average material cost will be too low because the split overhead will be underrepresented, causing you to win them fairly consistently. So if you look at the projects for the year as the high 1/3, the middle 1/3, and the low 1/3, you will win very few of the high third. So of the projects you win, half will make a decent profit, and the other half will have low profit due to not enough overhead coverage. Not a good outcome for you, but your competitors will clean up with the high third, making consistent profit. It's actually even worse than that. You will be competitive on the middle third and win your share, but with the error on the bottom third, you will win the lion's share. And the lower the material cost of each particular project, the greater your chance of winning it, and the lower the actual profit. 0 or negative in the worst cases. So allocating overhead on labor only is almost always the correct answer. And if a particular expensive material item actually requires significantly more labor from your shipping and receiving staff, or the rental of a special piece of equipment, a small add-on to the bid makes it accurate. Taking the wrong approach causes problems, and often wrong adjustments are made to compensate for the misunderstood problem, which may make things even worse. Success requires accurate, great answers.